Hello and welcome back to Queen's Wish. We are currently in Pickett's Break, where we took a step in and the Ariel Forest decided it did not like us being here. So now we get to wander around in a shifting forest maze and hope that we happen to have enough supplies to get us see us all the way through it. Only the blessed may hunt in Pickett's Break. Poachers will be punished. I think the sign said the same thing on the other end. Okay. To the north, you can see three-armed Ariel waiting on the road. You can make out the greenish skin of the blessed from here. At this point, it would probably be foolish to expect a friendly greeting. Yeah, I am definitely thinking I'm just not gonna deal with the blessed at this point. Although these are all named characters. There is an old Ariel warrior waiting on the path. He wears heavy chainmail and wields a vicious enchanted Ariel spear. Its tip is not proper metal, but a humming lance of fire. You think he is old, but you aren't sure. Elixir usage extends life. He might be 30, or he might be 300. He is definitely mad. He points the spear at you. Stop, colonizer. I am Elgin, and we are blessed, and we blessed are ready to do our proper duty. None of these answers are particularly good. We'll just play dumb. Are you the one who moves the trees around? The two blessed women to either side of Elgin raise their hands. The trees around you shimmer. Elgin laughs. The Ariels are masters of our home. We use our trees to devour invaders. Alright, so if I kill the three of you, then the trees stop moving, and I hope there's still a path out. Things don't go well for those who try to stop me. Yes, but you have never faced proper blessed. We have centuries of power and magic, and we are not afraid to do our duty. Duty? For 200 years, I did my duty as a counselor of Michidi. I remember the ways of honor, of freedom, even if the useless council now does not. You were a counselor? I was. I did my duty. I tried to keep the Ariel safe and free. After your kind left, I thought we were safe. I retired to hunt. Now you're back, and none of the blessed are doing anything. So we will. I mean, it's either one or two. Because I'm not going to show weakness. So... obviously he's not going to want to do either of these. Again, criticism I have of this game is, unlike in other Spiderweb software games, so I guess I'm specifically thinking of, well, no, Geneforge and Avedon. Both of those franchises, it felt like the conversation options that you chose actually made a difference. But in this game, and I guess in Avernum to a lesser extent, the choices that you make always lead to the same place. And in Avernum, that's understandable because that's more of a straightforward adventure kind of exploration and adventure kind of game. But this one is built up as some sort of political thing, and so many of these choices don't actually make any difference. I mean, I guess I haven't done any of the choices that involve getting the one faction on my side yet or anything like that, so I guess that's where I actually have a meaningful choice, but no matter what I choose here, he's going to attack me. Like, even if I will leave forever, and he's like, he won't believe me, I'm almost certain. Since you have power, you can help make the Ariel our vassals again. Yeah. No, Queen Sharon tried to bribe us. We refused. You will not own the Ariel again. You will die in these woods. He lowers his spear. The Ariel attack. Right, well, let's cast a blessing before a round of combat begins. Combat still has not begun. Okay. We will do combat then. Okay. There we go. Wizzle, Bronwyn, and Elgin. I'll go for the mage first. Oh. Well, that's always a possibility, I suppose. You strike Elgin a mortal blow. At least that's what you thought was happening. He vanishes. The cackle of distant laughter echoes through the forest. Your enemy was an illusion, but a powerful one. Well, I mean, they caused me to waste a bunch of my energy, so I suppose there's that. I guess I will just end combat. Because who knows how long I have before I run into spiders or something. Okay. Oh, there's a building that's clipping in the forest in an unfortunate manner. Let's at least reveal that so that it looks less ridiculous. An icy sensation runs up your spine. You shudder uncontrollably. You look around to see what has happened. Translucent shades are rising out of the water behind you. Oh, we fought shades before. Vulnerable. Yeah. Begin to feel you feel another chill. The water of a different pool begins to bubble. The smell of rot fills the grove. Icy shades. Okay, we're gonna take this seriously now. Are we gonna spawn more up there, or is that just one big body of water? I wonder. I don't like being vulnerable. Okay. We need to do more damage to guarantee that we take that thing out. Okay. I think things are under control. And up our damage. Got a little bit of status modifiers as well, which is always nice. Yep. Feel another chill. The water of a different pool begins to bubble. The smell of rot fills the grove. You're a banshee and some fungal zombies, huh? In hindsight, I shouldn't have put it there. It stops me from doing my AoE. Unless I want to hit my own construct. You can do that one though. Not that it matters if I miss everybody. Stun was successful. Okay. Skeleton is immune to fear. Good. Well, this is my first, I want to call it Tier 2 dungeon. Ooh. Where, I'm trying to get... I'm trying to get into one of the second half of one of the areas. Second half of one of the provinces, because all three provinces have a choke point blocking them off. And I'm just repeating myself from previous episodes now, but all the provinces have a choke point that I'm considering to be probably where the difficulty ramps up. And so this is my first attempt at actually getting through somewhere. I am no longer vulnerable. Excellent. It's an awful lot of evasion. I'd kind of like to see more hits and less misses. Okay, these don't actually seem too bad. Alright, last one. I think that does it. Okay, these appear to be separate pools of water after all. Oh hey look, they made me walk in a circle. I can get in here now though. Gonna be one more fight before we get into the house. You found a beautiful hunting chalet out here in the middle of the woods. It is reserved for the use of the blessed who come here to hunt wild game. It is eerily still. 2 wood, we'll take that. Don't really have any choice. So in we go. Okay, are you an illusion? Maybe. Translucent beasts begin to float through the doors into the hunting chalet. They are clearly illusions. However, in the Ariel Woods, even phantoms can kill. Okay. Ah, we're down there. Okay. It may or may not attract the attention of the phantom spiders, but I want the extra body there to take some hits for me. Okay, they're coming from behind too. Ow. I'm gonna hit my construct. That's fine. The Ariel vanishes with a pop. Another illusion. Yeah, figures. Okay, with the bleeding... Let's say they're probably... Oh... I was gonna say they're probably all gonna go down pretty quick. But maybe not. Okay. Grab Quicksilver. We did not get any energy from that. That's unfortunate. Money, money, money. Lots of money. Radiant Helm. Okay, is this the first time we found an item that actually has a special property? Like a piece of armor that actually does something other than just have defense? +4 damage to undead. That seems useful here. So I'd be switching defense for offense. Well, let's do it on you then. Your helmet's not as good anyway. Right, this actually has an augmentation in it, and also decent magic defense, so we will leave it at that. Can't use the beds to sleep, not that this would be a good or safe time to do it. Oh look, back to the central road again. Might have been a bit excessive, but figured we might as well heal up. Sapphire skeletons, huh? We're actually taking this seriously. By which I mean we're doing whatever we can to avoid taking damage here. Okay, well, I've got a few more of these. Are they going to do their... Like, these have an AoE ice attack, I'm pretty sure. But if they're not using it for whatever reason, or if they can't reach me... we will just take them down. Okay, good, that was 4 enemies killed. Energy up. We're gonna have to fight the next one in illusion form. Money, 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 money. Fine Ariel Cowl. Yeah, 2-4. This is worse than what I have. It does technically absorb a higher percentage of damage. I'll just take that for selling later. Winter Wolf. Yeah, Bronwyn, yeah, kind of what I figured. Take out the minions first. Translucent beasts are going to flow through the doors into the hunting chalet. They're clearly illusions, however, in the Ariel Woods, even phantasms can kill. Phantom wolves, yeah. to avoid stepping forward. Ariel vanishes with a pop, another illusion. Yeah. I'm figuring I'm actually going to have to do a more proper combat at some point against all of these. Range, okay. It's fine. We got him. Of course. And we have one more encounter, possibly. Or maybe they'll just run away and we won't even have to fight them. Nope. The three Blesseds are waiting for you on this path. They have never been in actual battle, instead hiding behind illusions. However, the effort of trapping you has exhausted them. They are pale and panting. Falcon points a spear at you. This is the end of the hunt. We will not give up. We will not surrender. You will die in these woods. We have weakened you. Now we give you the final blow. I don't feel that weakened, actually. Lies. We three have spent centuries mastering our powers. Even Haven must bow before them. We will crush you easily. The three of them salute each other with their weapons. They try to let out a cheer, but it turns into a mad cackle. They're still shrieking with glee when they charge. Alright. Oh, they did actually trigger combat this time around. Alright, who do we go for first? Yeah, go for the mage first. Occupy you. Okay, resisted some of the effects, but that's fine. Healing potion and skeleton. Okay, I changed my mind. We'll just take out this guy first because he's the closest. We could try to charm one of them, that might be fun. But they're Ariels, they're probably resistant to mental stuff. Cleave, what did you cleave? My mage? Shield shatter, now you're vulnerable. I'm trying to make my people scared, but unfortunately for them, all of my summons are immune to fear. This copy of Elgin was the real deal. He collapses, mortally wounded. He holds his hand up and looks at it. Death? But me? How? I was meant to live. And his eyes glaze over. The would-be assassin is dead. Ooh, 220 experience. Nice. Okay, that actually hurt. We could be switching to weapons to get in a few extra attacks, but I feel like it's better just to close the distance. Or not. That was unexpected. That was basically a one-shot kill, wasn't it? I don't think I was that injured. It's fine. Experience is shared. It doesn't matter. Charm? Yeah. Remind. That doesn't even take a full action. Okay. Stun resisted, of course. Alright. Well, that's that dealt with. You've gotten pretty turned around in these dark woods, but you think you finally found your bearings again. You're at the east edge of Pickett's Break, at last, and the inner Ariel Woods are open to you. Hopefully, you'll get a warmer reaction in the settlements to come. Alright. We are through. Let's go back to the keep. Revive ourselves. Wait until you're done moving. Okay, fine. Yeah, experience still have a ways to go. 200 experience is like a fifth of a level, though. It's not bad. I want to sell something. Yeah, I've got... I guess I'll sell that. That is all. Okay, who was it who wanted me to get through Pickett's Break? I don't think I actually had a quest for that. Okay, well, onward to Fort Mist, I guess. Oh. No, never mind, that's not something I can do. Okay, well, let's just explore that, fill it in on the map then, so I don't get confused again. Okay. Now that you have survived, I remember there not being people here, but... now that you survived the attempt to murder you, traffic on this road has returned to normal. There are merchants and travelers in this inn, they are all very nervous when they see you. The innkeeper, a twitchy, nervous little man, greets you. I am Tomos, he says. Welcome to Pickett's Wayhouse. Do you need anything before you move on? Are you aware that some Ariel just tried to murder me? I'm so sorry, Havenite. We don't know anything about that. I don't believe you. We weren't here. We weren't allowed to be. In the Ariel Woods, when armed Blessed came and tell you to leave, you don't argue. You just go. Please do not blame us trench folk for the madness of the Blessed. What is this place? It is Pickett's Wayhouse, a refuge for those passing through Pickett's Break. We provide good victuals and a place to sleep. Many hunters also stop here on their way into the dark woods. Who is Pickett? I don't know. It is lost to history. The Ariel are an old people. Who hunts here? Only the blessed are allowed to hunt game in the break. They seek stags, wild boar, and the occasional magical monstrosity. Monsters provide highly prized trophies. As far as I know, the only thing hunted here is me. I'm sorry, Haven, I don't know anything about that. I can give you ale if it would make you feel better. What fare do you offer? We have fine Ariel ale and game stew. I've also left our prized room free for honored guests like you. Everything will be free as a sign of respect to the Havenite envoy. I'll have some food. Tomos dishes you up a bowl of rich stew full of chunks of venison and wild boar. It comes with pickled vegetables and rough hearty bread. It is delicious. Let me know if you want more. Free. I'm full of. Plenty. Yeah. The Ariel patrons of the inn interact with you at the bare minimum necessary to avoid giving offense, and no more. I guess if I want to see in there, I have to ask him about the room. Maybe. Of course, I'll have the upstairs room unlocked for you, no charge. Money. Quite a lot of money. Could buy some better equipment. It is an option. You emerge from Pickett's Break and get your first look at the northern Ariel Woods. They are far more settled than the south. The trees are sparser, farms and settlements stretch ahead of you on the road to Michidi. The good news is that you're far less likely to be sent astray by enchanted trees. The bad news is that the humans are likely to be far more dangerous. As you walk along the road, you encounter a band of Ariel soldiers. They are all blessed and they are unfriendly. They move to block you. Their leader says, "Identify yourself." Several of them have drawn weapons. "I am Prince Nithin of Haven." You move off and have a discussion. Then the leader returns. "Only one question, Prince. Have you had any dealings with the blessed named Astara? She has some influence in the trench town of Sliven." "Yes, I have been dealing with her." "You see, you should know, Prince, that we will not tolerate lesser peoples interfering with our affairs. The councils of the blessed are wise, and they are firm. They will deal with those who challenge them, that is all." You slide past you and continue down the road. One of them sneers as they walk past. Well, whatever. See a caravan of Ariel merchants accompanied by guards with glowing blades. They're walking on the road through the woods, being very careful to stick to the road and only the road. I mean, doesn't seem like that to me, given where they are. You seem safe, so they approach you. None of the merchants are blessed, so they are friendly and not arrogant or annoying at all. They are friendly traders. They are understandably nervous about strangers on the road, but then they realize that you are a Havenite. They have been sent by their merchant clan to trade with Havenite forts. This is very common in vassal states. When vassal states don't want Haven around, Haven's gold does a lot to make you welcome. Look at their goods. Look through their supplies. It's all useful stuff to keep a fort running, but there's no equipment you can use. Give them directions to a Haven fort. Fortunately, you have rebuilt one of Haven's fortresses in the Ariel Woods. You give the soldiers directions. They march off in the correct direction. Your battalions are strong, but Haven is never able to control a vassal state without getting equipment and supplies from the merchants there. Okay, cool. These lands were once entirely controlled by Haven, purchased in huge chunks from distracted Ariel Blessed. In your absence, the chaotic magic of the Ariel Woods has twisted the place. Birds with 3 wings watch you from the trees. Little spiders run up to your feet and make squeaking noises at you. Occasionally, you think you see a ghost. That is actually a good point. As much as I don't like the Ariel Blessed as a leadership class, as far as having a puppet leaders that aren't going to be raising rebellions against you, they might not be too bad in that regard. Still thinking I'm going to side with the trench towns, though. This farmhouse was built by Havenites. You can still see the flaking paint of the scroll symbol painted above the front door. It has been abandoned for years. You can see wisps of light floating over the ruined fields. Sometimes you feel like someone is watching you. Not in a friendly way. None of your people will move back out here until something is done about the dark magic here. Okay, well, there's some undead. Clearing these probably won't solve the issue, but, you know, it might help. Magic infusing the Ariel lands to take on a much more tangible form here. Reanimated bodies lurching through the mist toward you. And these are skeletons. 1 sapphire, 2 sapphire. Okay. Well... Nice. Stunned all of them. I'm just burning through my Yeah, I didn't hit that one, so I thought. It's going to burn through my energy here, because this is an overworld fight. I can always just run back to a fort and recover my energy. I think we won without taking any damage. You search the bodies. They are the remains of old Haven settlers, awakened by the bizarre magic of these lands. You find that they were buried with some jewelry. It's yours now. Okay. You've discovered Haven Farm. Now entering Haven Farm. Sign says Haven Farm. Okay, well... Take over this area to improve resource income. I would like to do that, but I would also like Fort Mist up first. These lands belong to Haven by treaty. Nice that they didn't take our sign down while we were gone. Near Fort Mist. You're close to the ruins... Oh, okay, yeah, this place not doing so well. You're close to the ruins of Fort Mist, one of Haven's 7 outposts in Sacramentum. The fort is a port at the north end of the Ariel Woods. It provides a place for trade and carousing, safe from the unpredictable and dangerous forest that surrounds it. Now this ruin is ready to be rebuilt and become a refuge once again. Happily, General Toro has made this possible. See the fires of Haven soldiers on the south side of the fort. The Ariel signed a treaty giving the land to Haven. Loyal soldiers, workers, and materials have been landed here. All they need is the command to get to work. I think just how much more efficient Haven would be as a nation if these people didn't require the prince's order to begin doing things. Now, you approach this camp. There are a bunch of Haven workers sitting by the fire, nervously watching the woods that surround them. They jump at any unexpected sound, as if the forest could come crashing down on them at any moment, which you suppose it might. When you approach, a Havenite woman rises to greet you. She is agitated, but she forces herself to calm down before she engages with her prince. Welcome, I am Chief Papaya, sent to turn this mess into less of a mess. The general sent us here to rebuild Fort Mist. Give the order and we will begin. What will the Ariel think of us rebuilding this fort? Well, Prince, based on what we've seen, we're not sure the Ariel think at all. The regular folks stay out of our way, and the blessed, they don't know where they are half the time. How did you get here? General Torres sent us. We marched up to the Haven docks, and a boat snuck us in. We give the order. Get to work. Chief Papaya turns and starts shouting, "The order is given. Move into the fort. Let's get settled in before the blessed figure out what we're doing." The soldiers and craftfolk rise to their feet with a cheer. Then they flood into Fort Mist. You can now collect resources from mines you control in this region. You can now recruit Ariel characters in your forts. I've already had that. So, when you rebuild 2 forts in a country, the theft chance there goes up 20%. I did not know that. Havenites are gathering their tools and weapons, readying themselves for work in Fort Mist. Now entering Fort Mist. Oh, that's quite the army. All is well. Edmund Dulderfield. There's a small garden inside the main hall of Fort Mist. Not an unusual bit of architecture in the Ariel. The small man in long robes has already done a lot to reclaim it from the weeds and neglect. He kneels. Welcome to Fort Mist, Prince. I am Edmund Dulderfield, sage at your service. Are you the sage here? I know, I'm not a gardener. I actually keep our records and the battalion history. Chief Papaya lets me be here, though. Our chief doesn't care much about scrolls and orders. Where are your books? They are in Chief Papaya's office. Don't worry, I tend to them when I absolutely have to. Nothing will be neglected. What do you think of this fort? He looks around. Nice. Ariel construction is truly lovely stuff. Polished, varnished wood, nicely carved, meant to last for years. Question, nice plants. Thank you. It is part of my research. Much of the strength and danger of the Ariel is in their enchanted forest. I'm sure you have experienced it yourself. Taking samples and studying them, trying to understand its magic. Were you told to do this research? The sign of a true sage of Haven is that you don't need to be told. We find out what needs to be learned, and we learn it. Great, I approve. I'm glad that you're showing some initiative and actually doing stuff. What are the Ariel Woods? Huge forest. It has been enchanted by the Ariel. Generation after generation of their plant worker wizards have directed energy into it, making it alive and full of chaos. It serves to protect the Ariel. Mostly, there is good and bad. If you have a sage's nature, there is a way you might help to learn. Is anyone in control of these woods? Sort of. Their plant workers have a lot of influence over their forest, however plants always grow unpredictable shoots that need to be pruned. With this forest, the pruning can be very dangerous. What is the good? Forest keeps their people safe. The trees confound invaders, causing them to get lost and divided. Then the monsters that are spawned here finish the enemy off. What's the bad? Such a huge work of magic is chaotic. Sometimes it turns on its masters. If the blessed were alert and competent and acted decisively to solve these assaults, it would not be a problem. But they aren't, so it is. What are you trying to learn now? There is something in their magic that changes creatures, turns a bit of mold into huge slimes or tiny spiders into vicious hunters. If I could comprehend that power, I could master it for the good of Haven. Yeah, that can't go wrong at all. You mentioned that I could help with your research. Indeed, you see, on the south coast, southeast of Machidi, we have seen a stone circle. It is huge and far from the road, but surrounded by an unusually dense and dark forest. Who saw these stones? One of our ships sighted it while ferrying soldiers and supplies to the southeast pole. What of it? If we could visit that circle, we might learn something about their magic or their culture. If nothing else, their forest is sure to try to kill you when you travel through it. That is sure to be educational. And some dark woods? Imposingly so. They are sure to provide a strong resistance as you push through them. Imagine what we could learn about the capabilities of their magic. If I ever visit the place, I'll let you know. Thank you, Prince. Princess Dahlia has always been a strong supporter of Haven Sages. I'm glad you are the same. Well, until you get me killed, or close to it. The Chief of Fort Mist rises to greet you. Your reception is very, very casual. Hey, heard you were coming. Glad you made it safe. Trees try to eat you? We get that a lot. Anyway, I'm Chief Papaya. How are you doing, Ethan? I'm a prince and you'll speak to me accordingly. Chief Papaya coughs. What? Delia said that you weren't a big one for ceremony. Oh well, Prince. Anyway, Prince, I'm ready to give you my report, Prince. I need your report. Chief Papaya nods. Rather not bother, of course. But I need it done. Then I can make a checkmark on a scroll. It's very, very important. Anyway, Fort Mist has been rebuilt. Everything's under control. There, done. A checkmark is placed on the correct scroll. Now I can do work. Your work is? Running the fort, keeping the Ariel from bothering us, keeping the woods from eating us, doing all the things that need doing that I shouldn't tell you about. See. Hey, the Ariel are pretty weird. The blessed are mad, the regular people are downtrodden. That bothers me, and I follow my agenda and do what I can to make it better. Within the rules and my orders, of course. Probably best not to ask. I won't cause you any more trouble than needed. Tell me about yourself. Havenite born and bred, got bored, wanted to make things better, wanted to serve in the vassal states, develop my agenda, it helped me sometimes, got me in trouble sometimes. I was about to be disciplined by a bunch of idiots when Princess Delia called for me. My sister chose you personally? She did. She chose all of Haven Team Ariel herself. Said she needed people who could deal both with the Ariel and with you. She wanted the very best people you could tolerate. You mentioned your agendas before. I don't like bullies, I don't like injustice, I don't like the downtrodden being downtrodden. When I'm a chief in a vassal fort, I can do little things to make things better. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. So do you fit in when you're in Haven? Why, everything is perfect in Haven. Nobody is ever unhappy, and anyone who causes trouble gets dealt with, so I'm better off out here. How's that got you in trouble before? I know I'm only supposed to do what is best for Haven. Instead, I do the best thing for Haven that still lets me sleep at night. It's less efficient, and sometimes my superiors hate less efficient. Seems like that would make it impossible for you to run a vassal state. You'd be surprised. Some vassal states need a light touch. If you try to control them too much, they get real mad. To keep things casual, they pay their tribute and get their protection. I do better in the casual states. The Ariel need the casual touch. They are very, very, very proud. Okay, tell me about the Ariel. Well, the food and music and booze are great. Architecture is pretty. It's a nice place to live, although they are really, really full of themselves. Anyway, it's your more or less regular, class-stratified vassal. There's the common folk, trench folk, and blessed. We're the common folk. Oh, you know, farmers, woodcutters, the people who actually make stuff and live outside the town. Poor but proud, really proud. We're the trench folk. So each Ariel city has a trench town. That's where the non-blessed live. The people living there are trench folk. They aren't so poor. The trench towns are crowded and muddy, but still pretty nice for a city in the known world. They don't have any power, though. The blessed do. What do you think of the blessed? They are odd. They drink elixir. It makes them look and think different. Elixir is expensive, bitter, nasty stuff, so only the rich can drink it. The blessed rule. That means only the rich rule here, which annoys me. You've tried elixir? I got my hands on some. It tastes foul and gives my brain a case of the funnies. I won't be going back. You think the blessed are fit to rule? Oh no, no. Don't get me blabbing over politics. Last time I did that, I almost got a flogging and a year in chains. You do your thing, Prince. Delia said your instincts are good. I'll let you prove her right. The question, how are your supplies holding out? Well, we used most of our stuff rebuilding the fort. We have enough left over to trade for what we need, sort of, I guess. But we need more if this fort is going to get up to full strength. Before Haven fled, we purchased land and made little colonies. We should retake those. Like Haven Farm. If it was productive, it was a productive little coastal town. It would be nice to have it back. Yeah, I was just there. Decided not to do it right away, but it's probably the next thing I'll do. Now, where is Haven Farm? To the northwest, on the coast. It'll be hard to find. No, it's not. It's close to being overgrown by these mad woods. What's the problem there? Monsters. That's what my scouts say. Mirelings, they say. I believe that. Ghosts, they also say. Not so sure there. Anyway, if all the bad things get chopped into bits, I could put the place back to work for you. Okay. Cool. Ariel Woods, a tactical analysis. The enchanted forests of the Ariel Woods have an inflated reputation as a defensive barrier in both Haven and the lands of Sacramentum. Fortunately, Haven is entirely capable of penetrating it. Of course, fire is a solution, lots and lots of it. However, this does great damage to both Ariel morale and its productiveness to the Empire. Haven has best dealt with this dangerous force the way we've dealt with every other difficult vassal. Allies within the vassal itself. We can pay guides and Ariel warriors to help us. Combined with care and properly sized patrols, this is a solution. Failing that, of course, there's always fire. Herein is outlined the vassalage contract between the mighty Empire of Haven and the Blessed of the Ariel Woods, between King Kael of Haven and the High Council of Hovo. Haven declares that the Ariel are a full vassal, with all protections included. An attack on the Ariel is an attack on us. Thieves and raiders in the Ariel Woods are an offense to Haven and will be removed. Full trade between our powers is guaranteed. I think it's just the same as the previous one we saw, right? In return, the Ariel grant Haven full moon in their territories and full consultation on any political matters. Land for 2 forts will be provided for Haven, and the Ariel will protect the security of these lands. The Ariel will guarantee that Haven receives full priority in the trade of potions which provide an advantage in battle. The Ariel will provide envoys to Haven whose brains are untouched by the effects of elixir. No trade in elixir will take place outside the Ariel Woods. This agreement will last as long as Haven and the Ariel exist as independent peoples, so signed in sacred bond by both parties in the year 462. Yeah, that didn't have any new information there. Okay, I could rest here. Quartermaster Kroos. You meet the quartermaster of Fort Mist. Oddly, she is sitting behind a bar, serving drinks to exhausted and dirty soldiers. You get her immediate attention. Welcome, Prince. I am Quartermaster Kroos, and this is the fort's bar, also where I trade for supplies. I do a lot of things. It's like a bar. It is. All of Haven's servants need time to rest and recover. Those stationed in the Ariel Woods need it more than most. Is this standard Haven procedure? Maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, once you're out in the vassal state, standard procedure becomes do what you need to do to get the job done. Why is there such a need for a bar here? This is a difficult place to serve. The woods are terrifying. They're always looming in on you. Half the Ariel are mad, and all of them act arrogant and superior. When it's all too much, you can come here. So I suppose I could get a drink? The ale is harsh and bitter, but you get it down. You've had worse on the many nights when you snuck out of the palace. You trade tales with the soldiers of ways that the Ariel Woods tried to devour you or lead you astray. I want to exchange resources. We can relieve you of any excess materials you have. You can get gold for your excess iron and stone. I can also use my contacts to trade wood, iron, and stone for flasks of precious Ariel quicksilver. You can exchange resources from the other nations here. You can get rid of anything you have more than 10 of. So, sell stone and get 7 gold. Okay. No, not great. I need more quicksilver, lose 1 stone, wood, and iron. Well, I have an excess of quicksilver, so I guess I'm not doing anything with that. Oh, weakness because I drank the alcohol. Okay. I'd like to sell something. Sure, I can, but I don't think I have anything. Hey, let me know if you need a drink. I'm sure you've earned it. Yep. Alright, this is a port. Doesn't seem to be anything too special there, though. Yeah, I guess that was everybody that I could talk to here. I didn't get that many quests, all things considered. I was kind of expecting to get more from talking to people in the main fort. Okay, so what can we build here? We have no iron upkeep. So anything... We get another apothecary. Weaving room. Carpenter's shop. Mill distillery and bakery is all just extra money, which is nice. Upgrading fort reduces theft. I think we're just going to do that. There's no upkeep involved there, so we'll just do it and then have the security. Okay, current upkeep, current earnings. Okay, so we are making iron profit again because we got this fort. In fact, let's check. What do we get from this fort? Oh, that's a lot of wood. Wow. And a lot of quicksilver suddenly. Okay, well, given that we make such a ridiculous amount of quicksilver and stone, anything that has those for upkeep is fine, as long as it's not iron. So we'll get an apothecary, weaving room, carpenter, mill, distillery, bakery. Yeah. Oh, I just completely burned through all of my iron. Okay. Well, that's fine. I guess we'll go to the Ukat next. Although, since we're done with the forts, we don't need any more iron until we get to the next fort. So yeah, we'll finish the Ariel and then... Or at least do a bunch of stuff in the Ariel, and then go on to the Ukat after, I suppose. Alright. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We will actually be able to forward everything. Okay, apothecary is here. We're gonna be really low on wood too. I just kind of assumed I had resources stockpiled for everything, but we're actually kind of getting low. It doesn't make money unless there's a mill. Okay, we'll put the mill here. Distillery, bakery. Okay, current earnings. Well, let's close that and then... Again, okay, so we still have a slight wood profit. Okay, good. We have a profit of every resource. Even if we don't have a lot of things. Okay, alchemist. Can you make me another potion? We were sorry it's taken so long, but we finally managed to make another flask. You received another healing potion. The materials for proper flasks are getting far harder to find. I hope we can make another, but it will be difficult. Right, so I had enough alchemists that I finally got Another healing potion. And upgraded Iron Skin, Spell Shield for 5 turns, Goo Flask, Summon Goo. That sounds like a summon that wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't be immune to a bunch of mental and mental effects, or bleed, or all of that. Battle Potion. Blessing for 9 turns, Haste for 9 turns, Cure 6 turns of negative effects. I mean, that seems pretty good, but honestly... Is the slime better than a Sapphire Skeleton? Really? I'm probably just gonna stick with what I've got. It'd be boring. I make runes. Oh, we're up to Fold Steel. Oh, wow. Plus 5 damage to Ariel. That's interesting. Also interesting that these come in this sort of order. I wonder if that's just because this is the fort in the Ariel area, and if I make an alchemist in the Vol, for example, the Free Spirit rune would be easier. That's actually quite interesting. Something to consider. I'm currently plus 2 damage. I could go plus 5 to Ariel. I might just not bother and stick with the plus 2. Okay, and we are maxed out here. Okay, so yeah, that tells me that we're probably just maxed out. Well, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, Steel Augment. And it does suggest, at the very least, that maybe the Ariel is supposed to be the area I do first. Go to one of your smithies, and you can attach this to a piece of armor to improve it. Plus 2 to physical armor. Am I using any plus 1 to physical armors right now? I'm using speed bonus and plus 1 physical. Yeah, I mean, I could upgrade all of those. Now that I know that that's an option, consider it. I would like a new robe. You're already using a War Mage's Raiment. And I didn't unlock access to this even though I unlocked a new Craftsman. Interesting. New cowl. So just the same thing, but plus 1 to my magical defense. I don't think that's worth spending a bunch of money on. Every time you get 2 new weavers, yep, size of your backpack increases by 1, so not this time. Okay. Now we'll like to see your wares. Bows. We got a ways to go still. Up to the Ash longbow, though. Okay, what am I currently using? A U longbow? I guess it's been a while since I've upgraded these. Right, and this didn't seem... Just a longbow arrow. Interesting. But that's pretty significant increase. 29 to 37 goes up to 36 to 44. That would be plus 7 damage on all range attacks. Making that comparable to my steel rapier. 5 to 33. Yeah, no, that's a huge upgrade. Yeah, you don't do as much damage. Not as big a deal for you. Okay, well, we are definitely going to... I think we're even going to get it for you. It's just plus 3 damage, but... not that bad. Shields. We're up to Iron Tower Shield. Which is... going to give us a higher speed penalty, but more, significantly more durability. And it has a second augment in it. Yeah, we'll probably want to do something with that. I'm already using a wand of bone, right? Ariel bone wand. Well, 2 augments is 2 augments. This would be +1 damage. I'm not going to spend that amount of money just for the +1. Staves, I never really used these. I'll sell our old bows. Well, that's Fort Mist, and from here, it doesn't look like there's all that much left, honestly. Still probably take a while, since Machidi's gonna have a lot of talking, El Hovo's gonna have a lot of talking. We'll probably head out to Crazy Farm, huh? Okay. We'll probably do that, and also try to cash in some related quests for having gotten through here. Next time. I will see you then.